Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TRG Central. Tonight we have another special presentation of the 2025 All Hallows Eve. Take two. This is what we're calling the legendary version as we add one other horse to the mix, along with allowing both Ichabod Train and Brom Bones to ride their horses as they did in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Well, the reason for this is we had a user on Delphi asking if there was going to be the Headless Horseman and his horse Daredevil in the race, or should say in the All Hallows Eve set. Well, that got me thinking, and I did some research and came up with some information that allowed me to create the Headless Horseman and his horse Daredevil. So, what we're going to do is run two races tonight that have been altered just a little bit based on some information that I have just given you, like the Black Devil Cup, which we'll take a look at these right now. The Black Devil Ghost Cup, had this field. So we changed the list. You see, Gunpowder really wasn't uh, right. It really wasn't Ichabod Crane in this particular. It was the same owned by Ichabod Crane. So I decided, okay, let's do a few tweaks, and we came up with this idea: the legendary version of the Black Devil Ghost Cup, and you can see we have Gunpowder now ridden by Ichabod Crane. We also moved Daredevil from the Headless Horseman Derby to the Black Devil Ghost Cup. And you'll see that Daredevil will be ridden by Brom Bones. We also noticed that Grim Reaper was in both the Black Devil Ghost Cup and the Headless Horseman Derby. Of course, the Reaper, just by name, could probably enter every race on the card and not get tired at all, since he's truly not alive. So I decided, well, in this particular case, we'll just keep the Grim Reaper in the Headless Horseman Derby and replace him with the Skull, which is the reason why the Grim Reaper was in both races. I inadvertently forgot Skull or missed him or something, so Skull will now be in the race, taking the spot of the Grim Reaper. So, at any rate, we have Skull taking the place of Grim Reaper, Daredevil coming switching races from the Headless Horseman Derby to the Black Devil Ghost Cup, and will also be ridden by the rider Black Bones, which we created especially for the legendary races. And again, Gunpowder will be ridden by Ichabod Crane, since I created Ichabod for the legendary version of the races. And then the other race is the Headless Horseman Derby, This is the original field, and you can see Grim Reaper was here along with the original Black Devil Ghost Cup. And then we pulled out Daredevil, who was ridden by a jockey from the Heisman Horseman, even though it really was a Brom horse. So, anyway, get to the point. We came up with this. Dutch boys to take the place of Daredevil, the original one, and we added the new horse, Daredevil Legend from 1776. The legend seemed to be centered around the Revolutionary War. And then we have the Headless Horseman riding it. And we also will put Daredevil in the Heisen Horseman stable. So what we'll do is we'll run these two races tonight. So let's go over, and we do have a new schedule created. It's the Legend schedule, which has all the original races as before, but they have the new fields and the Black Devil Ghost Cup and the Headless Horseman Derby. But we're not going to run through the whole field since the other 6 races are essentially the same. We're going ahead and just run the 2 races standalone. So we'll do the Black Devil Cup first, the legendary version, and you can see there's Skull, Daredevil with Brom Bones, and Gunpowder with Ichabod Crane. So this is a 9.5 furlongs at 1 3/16 mile. Same person as before, running in Sleepy Hollow Field. So we'll go ahead and get this race started. Okay, so 9.5 furlongs. Again, we'll go through the field and the riders. Okay, it says the Gunpowder run by Ichabod, and Daredevil is run by Brom Jones. So we'll go ahead and get this race started. So it tells us everything's a go, and they're off. Remember the first game turn is at half furlong, so they only go half the distance that they normally would. And we're in the back straight, and we have Cemetery Gate in the lead with 5 other horses in the pack right behind them. And you see Gunpowder is a very old horse. I think he's like 13 years old at the time of the story. And you can see he's just kind of fading, and Ichabod's not really doing much to be able to keep him up with the pack. But anyway, we're in the home stretch now, and Cemetery it looks like has the win. Skull was doing good, but Meadstown just past Skull. Looks like they come in second. Skull, of course, was the switch for the Green Ripper. Green Reaper. Okay, here's our final. We have Cemetery Gate beats Pan, the Skull. Daredevil didn't do too well. Came in 5th, and Gunpowder 7th. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the feature race, which is the main reason why the changes were made to begin with. We'll run the Headless Horseman Derby Legendary. It's run on the sloppy track. Remember the legend in the Sleepy Hollow racetrack can change the field condition at will. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow, sometimes sloppy. In this particular race, it'll be sloppy. And remember, we added Dutch Boy to take the place of Daredevil, and we added a ninth entry, the Daredevil from the Legend 1776 version with the Headless Horseman riding him. And also we changed the distance from 10 to 12 furlongs. You'll see the reason why as soon as I bring up the track. And as you see, here's our little version of the Headless Horseman here. So it kind of looks like when he gets down here, the Headless Horseman has just come right out of the forest into the race. You know, unfortunately, you still see him there, but would have been pretty cool if I would have maybe started it at 11.5 furlongs, because right here, that would be right next to the picture. Well, anyway, it's pretty close. Let's take a quick look again at the field. Remember, Dutch Boy has replaced the other Daredevil. Remember, this time will only be one of the races instead of two. And of course, you have Daredevil, the Legend, and the Headless Horseman as the rider. Alright, now, I have this. I did a little interesting thing when I was creating the Daredevil Legend card. And I started about slow, and as the race builds up, you'll see him move closer and closer to the leader, going screaming through the field and trying to get position by the time we get to the home stretch that he could possibly be in a position to win the race and overtake the leader. And my testing, sometimes it works real cool, and sometimes it just barely misses, and other times he just falls flat on his face. So let's see how this race is going to develop this time. Stewart Tower says everything's okay, and they're off. See, 7 jumps right out, the Green Reaper. Since he didn't have to race in that other one, he's done much better. You'll see that number 9 is the Daredevil, and he lost. Flat last. And now you'll see he'll start moving up as we go around the course. Hopefully, he'll be able to catch our leader, which is Green Reaper. But Green Reaper's having a very, very good race. So it might take a while for him to catch up. And you can see he's slowly but surely making up ground, but it looks like 7 is just way, way, way out ahead. It doesn't look like he's going to have much of a chance to catch him. We'll see. We got a couple more game turns. I think the Green Reaper is too far out. And as you saw, Daredevil the Legend put up a pretty good fight after being behind a complete field at the start of the race. So we have Green Reaper, Flying Dutchman, and Daredevil. Okay, so that's all we had tonight. We just wanted to to show you the update that we'll have for the All Hallows Eve set later on, probably late this week or early next week at the AFCgames.com. So this is Gary signing off from the Sleepy Hollow Fields. Hope you enjoyed take 2 of the All Hallows Eve race card. Good night, everyone.